I'm Julie Johnson. I just wanted to take a minute and talk about the idea of minimalism. One thing that's kind of struck me lately is I belong to a lot of minimalism groups on Facebook and on different websites. And so I read about this a lot. I'm really interested in it. And it's helped me so much with my anxiety and with my depressive symptoms. And so I just really enjoy it. So I read about it a lot. What I see a lot in the groups is people just struggling with like, when is this going to end? And feeling like they've been working on decluttering their space or trying to go more minimal in their lifestyle. And they feel like, oh my gosh, it's been weeks of this, or it's like I'm decluttering every day for weeks, or I've been, doing this process for months and months. And so one common theme that I hear a lot is like, when does this end? Like, when is it going to end? And I've been thinking about that a lot and like, yeah, when does it end? Like, does it ever really end? And what I'm coming to is that it doesn't. So minimalism, it is kind of like being a runner. For example, I don't enjoy running. So I don't consider myself a runner, but I do enjoy running races with other people. That's really fun. The energy at like half marathons and 5Ks and 10Ks is just awesome, exhilarating. And so I like running those. I just don't enjoy running, okay? But that is kind of a key component, so I do it, but that's not the part I like, okay? So I see all of these virtual races now, and some of my friends are doing these virtual races that we used to do in person, and I think that's great, and I think it's awesome that they're still doing it, and that, my friends are out there running and doing it, but for me, that just kind of takes the part that I dislike, the running part, and takes away the fun part, which is the energy of running with other people. So anyway, that's not even the point. My point is that minimalism and living a minimalist lifestyle is kind of like being a runner, okay, being a marathoner. And so the thing is that not that I enjoy, like I don't enjoy getting rid of things. That would be wrong to say. I don't enjoy that. It is a painful process. It is an emotionally painful process. It also takes time and it takes energy, right? And so it's not that I enjoy that. It's that I enjoy the results of that. So just like I don't love running, I'm not like, oh, yay, I get to go run. I don't like it, but I enjoy the results of it. I enjoy that, I have energy to keep up with my kid, or that when my kid wants to play tag, I can run around and play tag with her, and it's not a big deal. I enjoy those races. I enjoy those. I've never done a full marathon. That is on my bucket list, but I've done like 10, 11 or so half marathons, and those are fantastic. I just did the Disney half marathon last February 2019, which was just so fun. So I enjoy the benefits of it. And just like that, I enjoy the benefits of getting rid of things, letting go of things, passing things on. I enjoy the perks of running. I enjoy the perks of getting rid of things, right? So the idea of like, when does it end? Well, when does being a runner end? I trained for a half marathon, right? When I was going to do that Disney Princess half marathon, I started training in October. I trained, did the half marathon running schedule, did my long runs on the weekends. I trained until February and I did that race, okay? But now there are other races though that I want to do. I want to do the rock and roll marathon in Las Vegas, right? I watch videos about this and it looks so exciting, right? They shut down the Las Vegas Strip and it's still lit up, but the runners are the only people on there, right? Just like with the Disney one, you run through Cinderella's castle, you run through Magic Kingdom, and you're the only people in that park. It's magical. I want to do the Great Wall of China marathon. That would be amazing someday. There's one in Honolulu that I really want to do. There are all of these different marathons. I'm from Boston. Boston Marathon is definitely a goal. So there are all of these different races that I want to do. And so when does running end? Never, because, or hopefully never, right? Maybe it will at some point. Maybe at some point I won't be able to run. But until I can't run anymore, I'm going to run. I'm going to run. And it's not because I enjoy running. It's because I enjoy the benefits of the running. I enjoy the races. So just like with decluttering, there's always going to be stuff coming into your house. Like we don't shop. We don't shop anymore. When this pandemic hit and everybody stopped going to stores, we were like, okay, because we don't shop. But I like garage sales. Garage sales is a big one that I've kind of had to give up a little bit on this year. But there's always stuff coming in even when we're not. So when my daughter was in preschool, when my daughter was in daycare, oh my gosh, she would bring home all kinds of stuff all the time, little toys and little activities and things like that. We're always getting just like little gifts and things like that. So I don't know how it happens, but stuff just keeps coming in. And even when there's not, even if you have a week where like nothing is coming in terms of like physical items that you have to process with the minimal mindset of like, okay, I just got this item, but like, where am I going to keep it? And do I actually need it? Or can I give away this brand new item to somebody else, which is so much nicer than like if I keep it in storage for 3 years and it gets like a little bit worn or out of date or old and then I donate it. Like that's not as nice for the person who's going to get it or who's going to end up buying it for a really, really great deal. Anything that comes in, we still have to look at with that minimal mindset, even when we're through that kind of like clearing up that backlog, right? So there is going to be that backlog because we haven't been doing it for a while. Let me give you an example. It's kind of gross, but it makes sense in my head. If you never flushed the toilet, okay, I know that's gross, but like if you never flushed the toilet, how many times would you have to flush the toilet to get it cleared, right? And you'd have to like snake the drain probably eventually, right? It would be a lot of work to get that toilet up and going again. But then once that toilet is up and going again, then if you flush it every time you use it, then you don't have to do that major work of, you know, snaking the toilet or going through every room in your house and decluttering truckloads of items to Goodwill, right, or to the consignment store. And so it never ends, but the part where you are going through every single item in your house, and you aren't going to have to do that forever if you're really, really strict about things. And that's kind of why I really like to make decisions on things. When I pick something up, I want to make a decision. I'm keeping this or I'm not. And I don't like maybe piles because I know myself and I know that I will hang on to those maybe piles forever. And then I for sure won't use it because it feels like, well, somebody else needs this. It doesn't really feel like mine, but then I also don't give it away to the person who does need it. So I don't like maybe piles. I like to either keep it or not. And then that kind of forces me to get rid of more stuff, but it's a quicker process because now I'm not trying to decide every time I look at that thing. I know for sure that if I kept it, I'm keeping it. And then once a year maybe, or twice a year, right, going through kind of every item room by room. I'm gonna do a video on the clock method, which is hopefully helpful to some people. It's super helpful to me. So it's just something that I started doing while I was doing this, and I really, really like it. It just helps me so much. So I'll do a different video on the clock method, but that process of going through everything in your house instead of just the stuff that comes in is only going to be like once or twice, maybe 3 or 4 times a year. It's not going to be every day once you get through that, as long as you keep flushing the toilet after every use. Keep flushing that toilet, okay? So something comes in, evaluate it at the door, right? Do I want this in my house? Is this going to serve me? If I went to a garage sale and I got brand new boots for my daughter for this season, I'm getting rid of those old boots, right? This actually happened to me this summer. I went to a garage sale. I found 5 T boots for my daughter for winter. I was so happy and excited. They were like $2. Brought that in immediately. I was like, where's her 4 T boots? Those are gone. I'm getting rid of those. And so and that's an example, that's flushing the toilet. Now, if I brought those 5 T boots in and kept the 4 T boots also, I'm not flushing the toilet, right? And I'm going to have a major drainage clog in a few months. Okay. So anyway, I know that that's a gross example, but hopefully that sticks with you. And it does make sense in my mind that similarly, we always just keep that flow going with the things that we keep in our house. So no, minimalism never, never ends. But this process of like clearing out the backlog, like, am I going to have to sneak my toilet for the next 20 years in order to be a minimalist and get the benefits of it? Like, no, you don't have to. You're going to have to like sneak your toilet, right? Clean out all the backlog from your house for a certain period of time. But then after that, as long as you're flushing the toilet every day or after every use, it's going to be much easier when there is a clog, right? Or much easier to just review the things in your house every 6 months or every 3 months. I hope that's helpful to somebody. I hope it didn't gross anybody out too much. Yeah, have a good day. Bye.